Hey again, welcome back to Daily Dose of Anime Recaps. In this video, we'll be covering episodes 1 and 2 of the series Arknights Animation, Prelude to Dawn. The series basically portrays a world where two rival organizations clash together thanks to their separate ideologies. Both these groups are home to infected people who face discrimination and hatred everywhere else on the planet. As a result, both organizations seek to liberate the infected people and help them gain respect from the masses. Obviously, the methods employed to realize their goals are quite different, of course, despite having similar dreams. The first organization, namely the Rhodes Island, pours its blood and sweat into seeking a cure for the disease. Doing so would surely help liberate their fellow humans suffering from the cursed disease. On the flip side, the second group, named the Reunion, seeks to overthrow the government after having been oppressed for so long. Unlike Rhodes Island, though, the Reunion lacks any ounce of compassion and mercy for both enemies as well as allies. Instead, it craves to establish its dominion by whatever bloody means necessary, even going so far as to turn the whole world upside down. The Reunion's loose morals are what results in there being enmity between it and Rhodes Island. Keep listening to learn what interesting sparks are raised as a result of the epic clash. In the initial scene, we witness a white-haired girl nicknamed as Doctor being operated on. Afterwards, Doctor regains consciousness and is greeted by Amiya, who's a cheerful and amiable personality. Both Amiya and Doctor postpone the pleasantries and instead hurry along with their teammates to evacuate the underground passage. The reason behind the hasty exit is the arrival of Reunion, an organized group of infected Protestants. Amiya's party is of the mind to sneak away on tiptoes, but alas, they all get busted soon enough. Luckily, Captain Doberman makes a flashy entrance just then and whips all Reunion fighters into unconsciousness. She then invites Doctor to command the evacuation procedure. Unfortunately, though, Doctor's next words render all her allies speechless for a while. As it happens, poor Doctor is currently suffering from amnesia thanks to being operated on. That said, she retains no memories whatsoever of Amiya, everybody else, or even herself for that matter. Failing to remember a damn thing while you're stuck in a life-threatening situation is certainly more than anyone can chew. Still, one can't deny the sad reality, and so Doberman and the rest start freaking out in anxiety. Anyhow, the team proceeds to move up the tunnel with Doberman and another dude serving as the vanguard. However, the two soon get ambushed by the enemy just as they're about to face daylight. Hence, the mail goes down, despite a timely warning from Doctor, who somehow had a sense of impending doom shortly before the ambush. Luckily, another ally, named Captain Ace, carves an exit for his teammates by issuing a smoke grenade to blind their enemies. Once they reach a safe harbor, Amiya starts elaborating things to the amnesiac Doctor. As it happens, the hyenas attacking them previously were lawless terrorists belonging to the Reunion. Basically, these guys are suffering from Oripathy, a disease whose contagious nature has led to lots of prejudice against its victims. Not long ago, some of the infected became fed up from being discriminated against by the government and others, and formed Reunion as a means of protest. Lately, though, the organization started showing its true colors by indulging in evil acts such as looting, arson, and endless massacres, etc. Amiya worries how such condemnable acts will achieve nothing except for further degrading the infected population's reputation and worth. Meanwhile, Ace speculates how the Reunion must have some sort of ace in the hole. Otherwise, they wouldn't have rebelled so openly and in such a flamboyant manner against the authorities. What's more, the Ursus government truly has been taking all this humiliation lying down till now. This further adds merit to his theory about the Reunion somehow being confident in going toe-to-toe against the government. Anyhow, time for chit-chat is over, since they soon scout Reunion dogs prowling the area nearby. While on the move, Amiya spots a mother-daughter duo heading towards the Reunion's direction. The frightened pair is certainly unaware of them actively running towards their inevitable doom. As expected, the merciless hyenas from the Reunion are prepared to skin both of them alive after making contact. The compassionate Amiya is of the mind to save the duo, but is prohibited from doing so by Doberman. The latter does have a point, since engaging with the Reunion head-on will result in losing more men. Not only that, but it may also jeopardize their mission to evacuate the place, along with Doctor altogether. Therefore, as the leader of Rhodes Island, Amiya should definitely set her priorities straight and make a couple of tough decisions when it's due. Poor Amiya is caught in a tough spot, since she too is unwilling to let their numbers dwindle any further. At the same time, standing at the sidelines as innocents are being butchered isn't like her either. Right then, Doctor interrupts the conversation and rescues Amiya from her plight, just like a heavenly angel. The hooded girl wishes to proceed with the rescue op under her command. As expected, Doberman and the rest start doubting her. After all, what good can Doctor be without her memories? Just then, Amiya points points out how it was thanks to Doctor's timely signal that Doberman and the other guy survived the ambush previously. Hints proved that Doctor's perception as well as her ability to analyze the surroundings is sharp as ever, despite her memory loss. This clears everybody's suspicions, and so they all agree to place their trust in Amiya's judgment, plus Doctor's skill for once. Hence, Doctor takes command and deploys various drones at vantage points to obtain a more comprehensive view of her surroundings. She soon coughs out a flawless strategy and points her men to bomb the reunion lackeys with quicksilver speed. Next up, Amiya utilizes her lethal black-colored arts to blast away the enemy. Finally, Ace, Doberman, and the rest of Rhodes Islanders charge the reunion upfront, rescue the hostages, and immobilize the enemy in a blink of an eye. In the battle's aftermath, Amiya's efforts to make friends with the kid are repelled by the fearful mother. After all, savior or not, Amiya isn't infected as well, proof being her crystallized hand. Amiya then starts lecturing Doctor yet again, this time about the cause and effects of Oripathy. Turns out, Earth became plagued by randomly occurring natural catastrophes not long ago, which eventually led to the spread of Oripathy. The bodies of those Oripathy victims crystallize as time passes by, and eventually fracture into a million pieces, releasing lots of infectious dust throughout the process. As a result, Oripathy patients have been discriminated against all across the world, despite the fact that no known records are available of the disease spreading by means of physical contact. Meanwhile, Rhodes Island is a pharma company that loves to aid and shelter the infected as a part-time job. That said, most of the personnel on board are Oripathy patients, including Amiya and Doberman. Finally, Doctor's given quite a jolt after Amiya reveals how she happened to be the leading expert on Oripathy research before her memory loss. That said, Doctor is Rhodes Island, and perhaps even the entire planet's best shot at finding a cure for the disease. Unfortunately, her foggy memories and empty mental databases make it next to impossible for a cure to surface in the foreseeable future. Hope isn't lost, though, and so Doberman cheers Doctor up, claiming how a day will come when she knows what to do. Soon afterwards, Amiya and the rest set out for their destination by trekking through the forest. Doctor soon becomes suspicious of the increasing mist and halts their progress. As expected, the thick mist is no natural occurrence, but rather an ambush set up by the enemy. As a result, Amiya's party is forced to split up soon, thanks to an enemy drone going berserk all over the place. Up next, both Amiya and Doberman fail to notice Doctor being taken hostage thanks to low visibility. Their ally is captured by none other than Crown Slayer, a mysterious enemy commander from the reunion. Just then, another enemy commander named Mephisto arrives. The cocky fellow interrupts Crown Slayer mid-interrogation and simply tells her to buzz off, since he's the one in charge here. Crown Slayer seems annoyed by her bothersome comrade, but nonetheless concedes and leaves, after wishing Mephisto the worst of luck, of course. Up next, Mephisto is fascinated by Doctor's mysterious attire and wishes to take her hostage in exchange for giving safe passage to Amiya and the rest. Amiya instantly refuses, though, and so the eccentric fellow proposes to play a game instead. The rules are simple. All insects from Rhodes Island shall struggle to survive as his bloodthirsty henchmen strive to tear them all apart. In the next moment, Amiya makes a run for it along with the injured, while Ace and his men provide cover. All their efforts are futile, though, since Mephisto's stellar commands have his men pin down the runaways in a matter of seconds. Another ally, named as the Radiant Knight Neural, makes a spectacular entrance just when all hope seems lost. Neural soon manages to smother all of the enemy commander's lackeys. This unexpected turn of events infuriates Mephisto, who then orders his hidden sniper, named Faust, to put a gaping hole in Neural's mouth. Contrary to expectations, Neural astonishingly blocks the incoming attack despite being unaware of the enemy's location, all thanks to her monstrous perception. She soon pulls out as well once her teammates have evacuated the danger zone. Faust later apologizes to Mephisto for failing to fulfill his orders. Mephisto, who's unexpectedly clear-headed for once, doesn't blame Faust at all. Turns out he's confident in his fellow commander named Tallullah's ability to crush all those pests from Rhodes Island. Even so, he assigns Faust with the duty to track down the escapees and make certain of their death. On the flip side, Amiya and the rest reach Azazel Clinic for recovery. Apparently, the entire clinic got leveled thanks to warfare not long ago. The place used to be a sort of shelter home for the infected against the world's cruelty. Unfortunately, they somehow got on the wrong side of the reunion and hence dearly paid the price for it. Anyhow, one of the healers uses his recovery arts to heal Amiya's inflamed wounds. The others witness Doctor's fascination and explain how one can utilize such arts by means of Originium, a precious mineral obtained from catastrophic sites. In fact, it's all thanks to Originium's heckload of industrial applications that such a prosperous human civilization even exists in the first place. Moreover, people infected with Oripathy can utilize such mysterious arts even without any equipment, by accessing the Originium reserves within their bodies. The whole process is a double-edged sword, since the usage of arts in such a manner hastens the depletion of a user's life force, resulting in a quicker death. The party sets out on their journey yet again, once all injured have been patched up. The perceptive doctor warns her comrades of an oncoming fire attack shortly before its arrival. Despite the early warning, Amiya's entire squad barely manages to dodge the ruthless attack, one strong enough to raise and burn entire buildings to cinders. The source of all these ruthless attacks is none other than Tallulah, hailed as the Reunion's fearsome tyrant. Shortly after her mind-boggling entrance, Tallulah starts rambling about how idealists, such as Amiya, fool others with their fake promises of love and prosperity. As for Tallulah herself, she doesn't give much of a damn about ideologies and seeks only to annihilate all that stands in her way. Because annihilation, in her opinion, is the most idealistic ending after all. This wraps up the episode's end, and we're left pondering several mysteries. For one, can Amiya and her squad truly survive and escape from the wrath of Tallulah, the Reunion's tyrant? Other than that, how is the teenaged Amiya leading a squad of otherwise elite men and women? Surely the compassionate girl isn't as fragile as she seems to be at first sight, is she? As witnessed earlier, Amiya's black-colored arts are both rare as well as lethal. Even so, she doesn't seem to stand even a hair's breadth of a chance against Tallulah's gruesome fire attacks, does she? Last but not least, what happens when Doctor regains her memories, if she ever does so at all? We'll surely discover the answers within the next couple of episodes of Arknights animation, Prelude to Dawn. And in case you're a subscriber with notifications enabled, you'll know as well soon enough.